I am here today at Kalen Sports in Romeoville to take you through some Flyers hockey.
Puck is dropped and we are underway.
We're going to compete and we're going to battle. We have to compete all 3 periods.
Flyers came out hot. The Flyers to an early lead. Zone shot, he scores!
The culture that they have there is pretty special.
Really happy to be back and excited for a season of had of great hockey.
Shot, rebound, scores!
They're creating their own energy. The energy has totally changed.
Batting that puck out of the air. Big shot, another shot. He goes upstairs.
The whole building is buzzing.
And a big save! Four-inch shot, rebound, scores! Oh my goodness, what a play!
We want to play as a unit.
You can see the joy and excitement on the faces of the Flyers players. We're equally as excited here in the broadcast booth.
Great hockey being played
At Camden this weekend.
What a goal for the Lewis Flyers!
We're with Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months and whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. We're with all service members and their families who need community, connection, and maybe a bit of magic. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today. We're with Liam after his 4th military move, when being new is starting to get old. We're with Tara during the holidays, when she misses home the most. We're with all service members and their families who need connection, comfort, and a home away from home. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
You're looking for your opportunity to make a difference that impacts your world for the better. And no one is better equipped to help you do that than Lewis University. With 37 graduate degree and certificate programs, we can help you develop the skills required to maximize your performance and value in today's workforce. Classes meet in 8-week sessions, 100% online, on campus, or a mix of both designed for working adults. Your time is now. Transform your skills and potential with the graduate degree from Lewis University.
Can you help me?
Mom, Dad, we're going out.
Thank you.
Oh, look, they're playing chess.
What you got there?
Will you help my mom?
She's real sick, huh? Hey, crew, I'll give the first move to anyone who signs up to be an organ donor. How do you do it?
Easy. Just go to organdonor.gov.
You heard them, organdonor.gov.
More donors means more hope. Sign up at organdonor.gov.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dad. Happy birthday to you.
What are you gonna wish for, Grandpa?
Don't just wish you had taken care of your hearing loss. Take action today. Visit Act Now on hearing.com to learn the signs and find an ACHA-certified audiologist near you.
I'm originally from Janesville, Wisconsin. I kind of grew up by an airport, and in that time, pretty much I fell in love with airplanes. They were always flying over my house and everything. I got my private pilot's license the beginning of my sophomore year. Then after that, I got my instrument rating first semester of my junior year. And right now I'm working on my commercial license. I do want to start with corporate aviation. I think it would kind of be cool to get a perspective in both worlds. My end game is airlines eventually. Lewis has kind of kept my passion alive for aviation just because of how frequently we fly. We fly 2 to 3 times a week, which is a lot more than other flight schools where you don't even start flying until your junior year. I'm definitely happy I chose Lewis, especially with the airport being right on campus. I think it's honestly really helpful. The people here that I've met, I've loved pretty much everything about Lewis.
This is the story of Lewis University, located 35 miles southwest of Chicago. Founded in 1932 with a focus on aviation technology, Lewis is a Catholic and Lasallian university that welcomes students of all faiths and cultures. Your understanding of diverse cultures will help you to succeed in the global workplace. At Lewis, our faculty walk side by side with our students, helping them apply what they learn in the classroom to real life. In law enforcement, nursing, aviation, business, the sciences, teaching, and the arts, all making a difference. Our students have purpose in learning. They're problem solvers, thinkers, doers. Upon graduation, Lewis students are prepared to create better communities, communities that universally welcome, support, and encourage all to create a better world. Now it is your turn. How will you impact our world? Apply at lewisu.edu.
Every 2 seconds, a hospital patient needs a life-saving blood transfusion. Every 2 seconds, there's an urgent need for blood donation. Every second matters. In an emergency, doctors may face impossible choices. Who gets blood and who must wait? Will you roll up a sleeve and give? Because of you, life doesn't stop. Donate blood. Make your appointment today at Vitalant.org.
Hello, I'm Will Jimeno. I'm a retired Port Authority police detective and a 9/11 survivor. For 13 hours, I was buried under the rubble of the World Trade Center. I was rescued thanks to brave people who were willing to put their own lives on the line to save mine. For 9/11 this year, a National Day of Service, I'll be paying it forward by taking time to help others. Please join me by doing your own good deed that day. Visit 911day.org to learn more.
Providing students with the skills and qualities needed to be successful, the Lewis University Radio and Television Broadcasting Department prepares students for high-level performance in their endeavors. The broadcasting professor supplies students with numerous chances outside of the classroom to sharpen their tools and get a taste of the real world of broadcasting.
I just thought it was really interesting and I want to go into sports media. Everyone's really welcoming, even if you have no experience. It's like you will be uncomfortable at the beginning, like I was, but once you start into it, you'll be more comfortable as your teachers explain everything.
Technical directing, editing, producing, and anchoring are just some of the countless broadcasting roles students can get involved with during their first week in the program. From being on the air to producing behind the scenes, students will acquire valuable life skills in addition to what they learned in broadcasting. All majors are welcome, and to get started, visit lewisu.edu/admissions so you can make a difference and take your talents to the next level.
Hello and welcome inside Camlin Sports in Romeoville. Logan Kemp here to take you through the game between the Lewis Flyers and the visiting University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee Panthers. This is the second game of this two-game series. We'll step out quick for the national anthem being sung by Logan Burgess, and we'll be right back here for period number 1. Thank you to Logan Burgess for gracing us with his golden pipes before all these Lewis University hockey games at home in Romeoville. Today, however, we have what should be a pretty entertaining hockey matchup as the Panthers look to extract some revenge on the Lewis Flyers, who had a pretty commanding victory yesterday here in Romeoville. 5-0 was the final score of that one. Story of the game, however, Scotty Ernsting now just 1 goal behind Craig Tomasi for most goals all time by a Lewis Flyer. So we'll be monitoring that throughout the course of this hockey game today. Starting goaltenders to my left. The big man is in net for the Lewis Flyers. Sam Zaget gets the start after the goose egg yesterday. And again, has been playing really well all season long. Zaget has, and has been their number 1. To my right on the other side, Thorin Shelley gets to look for head coach Gavin Nickerson and the Panthers after what was a pretty impressive performance by Sam Seipert yesterday. Talking to head coach of Flyers hockey, Jim Swoyer, before this one started up. He has some good things to say about the way Sam Seipert played yesterday. But Thorin Shelley will get the look today. 1-3 on the season in 5 appearances. .387 goals against average. .896 save percentage for Thorin Shelley. So should be in for a really good matchup as Nishis had a shot that hit and went off the end boards. And a big body check was laid down by Pramac. Here in the middle of the ice is Pinheiro. He threw it right through the middle of the slot, but nobody could get a stick on it. Panthers cycling early. Here's Watchter. He turns and fires. He scores! The Panthers get an early lead here in the first period. Might have been Colin Masek who led his team through the line there that actually got that goal. But now for the first time this weekend, the UWM Panthers lead the Flyers. I'm sure not the way that Jim Swoyer and the Lewis Flyers wanted to start off this one, and right back at it. On the other side of the ice, Logan Stumpf has a really quick answer, and just 90 seconds into this hockey game, we've already seen 2 goals. Logan Stumpf had a goal yesterday, has played really well these past couple games for the Flyers. And what a quick response there by Stumpf. Here's Pramek. Trailing him was Ernsting, but it was ruled to be offside. Face-off outside the Panther bench. Just 18:21 left to go in the first period, not even 2 minutes in. And we've already seen a lot of action. Face-off won by the Flyers. Here's Brian Goot. Wheeling in on the left wing side, Panthers zone. He ran right into Riley Casada in the far side corner. Goot battling hard still, kept it on the point momentarily by Nail, but the puck ended up hopping over his stick and back to Omer. Goot deflects that one in. Riley Casada back to get it, who rung it around his own net. Right to Cade Nolmer on the near side. Soft across the ice by Drew Wachter. Moving in with speed the other way is George Darwich. And coming way out of the net to play it was Zagat. Now Walninski. In the zone on his backhand. Left it behind the net. It was poked out by Nicias. And an excellent keep in there by Braden Ricci on the point. Nicias sent it around his own net to Cam Lubke near side. David on the point, who had 2 goals yesterday for the Lewis Flyers, had a long-range shot. Here's Pickens, finds Fronte, and he threw one on goal, but it was panted out there by Shelley. On the point, it's David. Had Jack Catherall right on him, and David will go for a skate across the blue line. It's Pickens near side half wall. Pass to Alagna on the point. He'll walk it in and fire it, and got deflected by Pickens out in front of the net. And it was controlled by Lubke, but right there is Fronte. Puck squirted out, and Fronte couldn't get a stick on it, and that allows the Panthers to clear and get a line change. Here comes David, and the Flyers are once again offsides. A really quick start for the Panthers. Had less than 24 hours to let that 5-0 loss marinate. And obviously wanted to bring some energy here in the first period, and by golly, if they didn't do that. Back in his own zone, it's Pinheiro. Had it poked right off his stick by Grigori. Centering pass was behind Ulmer, but it finds Johnson on the point, whose shot got deflected. Grigori puts it in front, and there to make the save was Thorin Shelley with a big push from right to left. Was able to stop the goal line shot by Grigori. Grade A stop here with 16:21 left to go in the first period. Face-off controlled by the Flyers. Pass by Grigori down to Rapaz behind the net. Ethan Rapaz played really well yesterday. Had a lot of ice time for the Lewis Flyers. In his sophomore year, Rapaz has been doing a lot of good things playing with Grigori. Grigori to Rapaz, who tried to give it back, but it went off a skate, and now Eric Oberlander was crunched off the puck near side wall by Pramek. Pramek fights through a couple sticks and forces it down below the goal line. Back to get it in his own zone is Anthony Servino. Now controlling behind the net was Casada. A rink-wide pass feeds it up to Eric Oberlander, who mishandled it. And that allows Pramek to bring it back in the zone. Pramek, near side corner, trying to give it to Logan Stumpf. And now wheeling out of the zone is Buraus. Abram to Pramek, who kicked it into the Panthers zone. Had to deal with Casada right on him. And here comes Scotty Ernsting. He shoots it. What a save by Thorin Shelley. On the points leader for the Lewis Flyers. Wow. The Magic Man all by himself in the slot. Thorin Shelley falling down. And Scotty Ernsting is hungry to get a couple more goals this weekend. He gets it right in the middle of the ice. In over the Panther line is Ernsting. He shoots it, and his shot was well wide of the net, and it'll ring around all the way back into his own zone. Scotty Ernsting still wearing Ethan Horman's jersey. Never did find out the reason for that, but 86 is 87 today. Pramack gave it away in the neutral zone. It's Lickness now for the Panthers. He shouldered off the puck and ties up with Pramack in the neutral zone. Puck squirts across the ice and is sent in by Con Pinheiro. Brian Goot gave it away behind the net just about. Right there to support was Braden Ricci after Goot tried a nifty little move behind the net as that one gets poked out. Here's Pinheiro, graduate of Arrowhead High School. Will get things going for the Panthers, but they couldn't cleanly enter the zone. And after a couple exchanges there in the neutral zone, it gets sent in. Out to play it is Shelley. Gave it away to Ulmer. Now it's Goot. Sharp angle pass. Went off a skate, and it gets chopped out by Sean Gorman. On the far side, Goot feeds it to Walninski in the middle. Toe drag, and he had it poked into the corner by Pinheiro. And it's Jake Walninski working hard in the offensive zone. A breakout pass was about 3 feet ahead of Drew Watchter, and he was at the end of a long shift, so he'll come off for a line change. A rink-wide pass was chopped up. And now Pinheiro has a pass back to Jack Catherall, and his pass across the ice was to no avail. Now in his own zone, Abram. Rifle the pass up to Pickens, and he just deflects that one in Panthers zone. And it gets going by Reese Nicias. Behind his own net, Con Pinheiro had a pass up, and it found Anthony Servino in the neutral zone. But it was taken away by Josh David and sent back into his own end. Adrian Abram to nail near side. Now David couldn't handle that pass. And once again is sent in by Casada. Abram far side. Backhands a pass, hits Pickens in stride. Now David near side. A sharp angle shot is waffle boarded down by Shelley all the way back into the neutral zone. Here now David had a backhand spin around pass that was intercepted by Eric Oberlander. And he was preceded into the zone by Servino, so it's whistled down. Offsides is the call. 11:29 left to go here in period one. Already seen 2 goals. One from Logan Stumpf and one from either Watcher or Masick. We're not sure who got the final touch on it. We'll have to confirm that in the intermission. Now it's the Flyers. Alagna flubbed the pass. And it gets sent back in. Braden Ricci near side corner. Flyers zone. Hesitates and tried to hit Rapaz in the middle of the ice, but the pass was about 10 feet ahead of him and goes all the way down for an icing call. In talking to Jim Swoyer before the game and briefly after the conclusion of yesterday's game, he said that his message to the team is just to keep with it. We talked about not getting frustrated yesterday after the first period when the Flyers really dominated pace of play and had all the chances, but they turn it over now in their own zone. It's Drew Washer. He's taken right down by Alagna. And on the far side, Rapaz will hit Grigori. The Flyers are moving in 2-on-2. With speed, it's Dominic Grigori. Almost beat the defender. That was Lubke. But Grigori was just not fast enough. Here's Mike Steck. Backhand shot goes off the side of the cage. And it was corralled by Nishis behind the Panther goal. Scotty Ernsting left it for Steck on the far side. Ernsting will get it back. He's moving with speed. Here comes Scotty Ernsting to tie most goals all time, and it was saved by Shelley on the breakaway. Already, Scotty Ernsting with probably the best chance that the Flyers have had other than the goal they scored. As that breakout pass hit Primack. Now he moves with pace in over the Panther line, beats the defender and tried to cut it to the middle, but it was poked out by Shelley. And on the forecheck was Ernsting, but couldn't quite control it away from Drew Wachter. Pass across, fed it to Primack, but the Flyers are offside. .9:12 left to go. Ernsting off the ice. For the Flyers, it's Omer, Abram, and Wilninski, along with Goot and Nail. Michael LaForge fanned on that pass attempt. And the Flyers forced a turnover. It was Omer who was taken down by LaForge in the middle. Now here comes Goot. He's shouldered off the puck. And Servino now had 4 Flyers players on him in the neutral zone. Not going to get very far with that, all that collapsing happening in the neutral zone. A pass missed Caden Omer. It's ruled to be deflected though, so that will negate the icing call. And the Flyers can get a full line change. Ricci in his own zone. Looks for Fronte on the far side. He controls it in over the Panther line, trying to hit Josh David, but it was paddled aside by Shelley. Ricci on the point. Will throw one on goal, and a big right pad save there made by Shelley. Now behind the net was Riley Casada. Mishandled it, but he'll get it back. Alagna trying to intercept that pass, and it will go all the way down for an icing call. 7:45 now left to go in the first period. Rapaz, Grigori, and Brian Goot for the Flyers. Steck and Johnson on the point. Face off to the left wing side of Thorne Shelley. One by Grigori, glove down in the near side corner by Goot. 81 on 81, battles away with Michael LaForge in the near side corner. And now Alvis Gaitis on his backhand will send it down behind the Flyer net. Back to retrieve his Steck. Finds Goot. He had a back-checking Alvis Gaitis right on him. And now in the Flyer zone, Eric Oberlander beats everybody. Big shot, save made by Zagat on Eric Oberlander. Reese Nishis kept that one in. Now it's Steck. Will scoop that one down into the Panther zone and come off for a line change. The Panthers playing with a lot more energy and pep in their step really than they started out with yesterday. We got a penalty coming up. The referee at center ice. And the Flyers will be shorthanded. Brian Good will take a seat. 2 minutes hooking is the call. And a big opportunity now for the Panthers to get a late one here in period number 1. 7:48 left to go in this period. 2 minutes of power play time on the board. Anthony Servino out there to take this draw for the Panthers, native of Homer Glen, right next to my hometown of Lockport. Anthony Servino, a local guy. Love to see that. Rung around the net by Wilninski and could not find Fronte. Here's Pinheiro. A cross-ice pass, fed it over to Eric Oberlander. And the Panthers will set it up. A far shot, hit traffic out in front, a scramble, and it's pulled out of there by Drew Watcher. He controls now. On the point, Oberlander will fire it, and it went right off his own forward, and it was able to be sent the length of the ice. Flyers can get a line change. Flyers doing a good job on this penalty kill to keep them to the outside. Keep the Panthers to the outside anyway. Not giving up too many high-quality scoring chances. Here comes Grigori, and in the middle of the ice, Rapaz's stick was held by Watcher, unobserved by the referee. If that hadn't been the case, Wilninski, or Rapaz rather, would have been going in 2-on-1 with Dominic Grigori. 45 seconds left on the penalty assessed to Brian Goop. Moving in with speed is Masek. His centering pass didn't find anybody in the slot. There weren't any Panthers there, and so then it was sent out into the neutral zone. Look out. The dump in by Jack Catherall forced the linesman almost to jump right into the Lewis bench. And once again, the Flyers get a clear. On the far side is Colin Masek. Right in the slot and a scramble, and Zagat absorbed that puck. Not really a high-quality chance, but there was a couple Panthers players there sniffing around at the top of the blue paint. And the big man, Sam Zagat, did a good job to not give a rebound. 4:57 left to go in the first 9 seconds left on Brian Goot's penalty. Won by the Flyers. It's stuck behind the net. Moved away from Drew Watcher. Penalty over. Here's Steck. Wind up. Big shot was right into the gut of Riley Casada. And on the far side, Josh Brous. Pushed right off the puck by Dan Johnson. And it's controlled over to Primek near side. Scotty Ernsting back on the ice, and he got it. And now moving with speed in on Cam Lubke is Ernsting. Flyers forced a turnover. It's Stumpf, Primek, and Ernsting on the ice for the Flyers right now. He's pulled out of there by Colin Masek. He's moving with speed. He's in on Dan Johnson, and Johnson took him out. What a defensive play there by Dan Johnson to put Colin Masek right on his wallet and put the X-nay on that scoring opportunity. Here's Scotty Ernsting, broke his stick, and meanwhile, Primek right in the slot was dragged down to the ice by Reese Nicias. Some of that animosity boiling over from yesterday's game. Reese Nicias took a couple penalties and also got the inside scoop from the Flyers bench yesterday. Reese Nicias pulled a slap shot style bench drive-by where he gave everyone on the Flyers bench a nice whack with the stick. Now he'll get to sit and think about what he's done for the next 2 minutes, along with Caleb Pramek of the Lewis Flyers, who got the offsetting penalty. We will go 4-on-4. We did this a couple times yesterday. The Flyers actually scored once in the 4-on-4 yesterday, but it's Ernsting motoring to the center of the ice. Ernsting still got it now behind the net. Abram, near side, Troy Nail will throw one on goal right into the catching glove of Shelley, who will hold on to it. 3:34 left to go in the first period. Ernsting still on the ice. Or not. Ernsting and Stumpf will come off. David and Fronte will hop on. David had 2 goals yesterday. Alex Fronte could have had a few, has really been good at generating chances when there's more open space on the ice in situations like this where they're playing 4-on-4. He controls now far side corner. Fronte had it poked off his stick by Lubke. And now all the way back in his own zone is Troy Nail. Minute 22 left to go on both penalties. Here's Fronte moving in on the right wing side, Panther zone. Backhand pass, trying to feed it to David in the middle, but the pass was well ahead of him. Now Fronte. Saucer pass to Steck, who just hopped off the bench, and he'll dump it in. Glove down by Pinheiro, but Steck was able to regain for the Flyers. Far side, Ricci. Moving in by himself and ends up ringing it all the way around the Panther goal. Back on the ice is Ernsting. Wants the puck. Not going to get it, though, as Steck dumped that one in behind the goal. And the pass up to the point evaded Logan Stumpf. Charging up through the neutral zone is Stumpf. On his forehand, turns and fires it, but it was just wide of the goal. And will rebound all the way back into the neutral zone. Steck's got to be careful. He's got Alec Lickness right on him, and Steck took a penalty after Lickness was there to take away the puck. And if he would have blown by, Lickness would have been going in all by himself. Coming in this weekend, Alec Lickness only playing 3 games for the Panthers. Played yesterday and today, so simple math would dictate that this is his 5th game of the year. Power play to the Panthers. They'll go 4-on-3 for 14 seconds. Then the rest of it will be 5-on-4. 2:06 left to go in the first period. Right off the face-off, Wolninski will send it the length of the ice. Flyers this year have worked a lot on special teams. That was one of their points of emphasis in the fall semester from Jim Sawyer, was really getting things together here on special teams. That dump-in attempt from Riley Casada went off a stanchion or just a piece in the boards there and popped right out to the middle. Dan Johnson now will fling it all the way down, taking some more time off Mike Steck's penalty. It is Dominic Grigori, who almost took the puck away behind the Panther goal. Love to see the young, energetic Dominic Grigori out there on the penalty kill. Now with pace, it's Pinheiro in over the Lewis line on his forehand far side corner. Had the puck stripped by Adrian Abram. He battles away now on the far side with Cervino. And a diving Ethan Rapaz is able to force that one over the Lewis blue line. And now the Panthers have taken a penalty. Al Vizgaitis was laying down, holding on to Ethan Rapaz, and took a holding penalty. So once again, we will go 4-on-4. Obviously frustrated is Al Vizgaitis, who's second in points and goals on this Panthers hockey team. And now we go 4-on-4 once again. Less than a minute left to go in the first period. Kept in expertly by Adrian Abram on the point. It's David in the middle. One-timer by Abram, and he got his own rebound, but sent it wide. 30 seconds left to go in the first period, and the stretch pass could not be cleanly received by Colin Masek. And so that'll result in a face-off in the Panthers' end. Ernsting and Stumpf back on the ice for the Lewis Flyers. 25.5 seconds left in the first period, 19 seconds left on Mike Steck's penalty. Then the Flyers will have about a minute 19 of power play time. Alagna gave it away on the point. Moving with speed is Josh Brous, who had a pass to the middle of the ice, but it was intercepted by Logan Stumpf. Now he'll turn and burn through his own zone. Over the Panther line is Stumpf, drags it through his state. He's still got it and trying to pull and fire, but it was blocked. Penalty over, Flyers to the power play. It's Ernsting who had a pass to the middle, but the Flyers will run out of time. Much better period of hockey for the Panthers in that first period. End up with a tie after 20 minutes, which is more than we could say about the game yesterday. Have already scored more goals today than they did in the last one. So if this first period has told us anything, I think we're in for what should be a pretty entertaining next 40 minutes. We'll see period number 2 in about 13. You're watching Lewis University Hockey on the Lewis University Television Network.
We're there to serve, make sure we're creating a fair atmosphere for both teams, upholding the integrity of the game.
I chose to be an official. It's the best decision I've made.
In life, things aren't scripted. Games aren't pre-scripted. You know, I got into officiating because my father was an official. Officiating was part of our family life. It wasn't just the game.
Get to be outside, get to experience the game. It's so much more fun. You can get a lot out of it.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
It helped me become not only a better official, but a better person.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
And it's just been wonderful.
My name is Grace Duflon. I am a double major in public relations and advertising, as well as organizational communication, and I am from Delafield, Wisconsin. I was searching for a major for almost 2 years, and I'm very glad that I chose public relations because I do really enjoy talking with others, being creative, writing, designing, and all of those elements are incorporated in the major. My Lewis experience has been very hands-on. There was one class in particular, our public relations writing class, where we got to work with SEO Community Development Services, and they work to revitalize neighborhoods and work with underserved communities. And this was a full semester project where we were able to create lots of public relations and advertising materials, and we also got to work on our client services skills because we met with the owner on a weekly basis. This project gave us great real-life experience and also helped me realize that I do love the client services aspect of public relations, and I would love to do that in my career someday.
Can you help me?
Mom!
look, they're playing chess.
What you got there?
Will you help my mom?
She's real sick, huh? Hey, crew, I'll give the first move to anyone who signs up to be an organ donor. How do you do it?
Easy. Just go to organdonor.gov.
You heard him, organdonor.gov.
More donors means more hope. Sign up at organdonor.gov.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Lewis University is full of devoted students ready to take the first step into their future. A group of hard-working and devoted students using the tools and resources provided and the experiences and opportunities gifted to them to identify their passion and explore their purpose, working endlessly to find their true calling.
Rhino from the flight department.
How are you?
Good, how are you? We're actually pre-flighting for the low pass, so I kind of just want to discuss it with you before we go out there.
Yeah, hopefully everything, if it's not too busy.
We call it a ceremonial low pass. You go lower to the ground at a higher speed to kind of signify moving on to a bigger and better career.
This is my last flight, Dave. Thanks again for wanting to do this. Yeah, of course, man. Thanks for asking me.
Lewis Tower, make left traffic, runway 2, cleared for takeoff.
I actually am having mixed emotions right now. Watching him fly by brings me back memories to when he first started here at Lewis as a student and what he's been through with challenges. And now he is moving on with his career.
We have uniform for the requested 2 low passes over runway 9.
My Lewis experience has been adventurous. I've had a lot of opportunities to experience the flight side, the student life. I don't think I'd change one thing that I did here.
Seminole 0 Lima uniform, turn left on Gulf, taxi to the university via Bravo Echo, and congratulations on this advancement of your career, Rhino.
It is very sad, but at the same time, I'm excited to see what's next.
We're with Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months, and whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. We're with all service members and their families who need community, connection, and maybe a bit of magic. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today. We're with Liam after his 4th military move. When being new is starting to get old. We're with Tara during the holidays when she misses home the most. We're with all service members and their families who need connection, comfort, and a home away from home. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
Today we are having an event partnering with Lewis University DPT program and OT program here in Frigo Hall, our auditorium, where they are performing mobility assessments on our independent living residents.
We hope that after this assessment that residents are able to get connected with the physicians and the referrals that they need in order to make them more safe across environments, and then also be able to start introducing more physical activity in their day to help preserve their mobility.
Maze Lake and Lewis University have had a long-standing partnership, probably about almost 25 years. Adding another discipline now in the spring will bring our residents so many more opportunities to increase their mobility, their range of motion, all the things that many of them actually struggle with.
The benefit to students is that they get hands-on clinical experience, which is a lot different than I feel like across other universities. So the option to be able to have this clinical experience and be able to actively work with patients is really, really vital and valuable for them. So that's the really nice opportunity we have here.
I welcome you back inside Callan Sports in Romeoville for period number 2 of Flyers and Panthers. After 20 minutes, the score is 1-1. Logan Stump for the Lewis Flyers. He was assisted by Scotty Ernsting. And on the other side, it was Colin Masek. Did confirm that he was the one for the Panthers who netted their first tally of the weekend. And the Flyers and Jim Swire not too satisfied with their performance in that first period. look to find the back of the net a few more times. They start off this second period with a power play. A late penalty by Alvis Gaitis, a holding penalty. Now it's controlled in the offensive zone by the Panthers, who are on the penalty kill. In the support is Ernsting, as Abram is tied up in the corner. In swoops Masak, who tried to drag it to the middle, spun around in the slot. Panthers bench wanted a call. They're not going to get it. Steck kicked the stick of Sam Zagat back over to him. Not a very effective power play for the Lewis Flyers on this one. Now finally it was Stump who fed it to Ernsting in the middle of the ice, who mishandled it over the Panther line and had it taken right off his stick by Riley Casada. Now it's Stump. Gave it to Pramack, who had a drive that was wide, and there goes the power play for the Lewis Flyers. On the far side, Jack Catherall left it on the blue line, and now Pramack. He's in over the Panther line. A quick move and a shot up high was shouldered aside by Shelley. It's Omer with a sharp angle shot, who trying to go upstairs, but in the way was Thorin Shelley. Kept in by Wilninski on the point and sent down low. Moving with speed is Cam Lubke, who reversed it back up the far side. And a saucer pass from the opposite side of the rink goes up and out over the penalty box, over the bench, and out. Panthers not allowed to change because the puck went directly out of their play from their own defensive zone. Good thing for them is not the NHL, otherwise they'd be assessed a delay game penalty. Face off to the left wing side of Thorin Shelley. After a brief hesitation, puck is dropped, and the face-off was won so cleanly it goes all the way back into the Lewis Flyers zone. It's Troy Nail. Had a couple Panthers on him, and his pass up to Fronte could not be controlled cleanly. And there was David with a big reverse hit right there on Terrell Headley, who tried to stand David up just in front of the Flyers bench, but ended up right on his wallet. Now it's Eric Oberlander, who couldn't cleanly enter the Flyer zone. David in over the line, pass up to Pickens, who will catch it in stride. Now on the point, it's Nail. Right back down around the net the puck goes to Mike Steck near side. Couldn't control it. Drew Watcher took it right away, but recovering nicely was Steck. And now it's Fronte. Snap pass up to Pickens, but he ran into Headley. And now it gets dumped in Panther zone. Behind the net, Terrell Headley dishes it over far side to Catherall, who tried a rink-wide pass. And some miscommunication there. Zagat with a big save off Eric Oberlander, who picked up the puck right in the slot. And now Rapaz moving fast the other way. His pass to the middle was to no one. Now Eric Oberlander turned it over to Ulmer, who sent it right back in. 16 and a half minutes left to go. Flyers feeling this being their 6th game in 8 days. Now Pramack with an excellent puck pickup on the Panthers line. He'll control it down into the corner. A wraparound attempt was shut down by Shelley, but Pramack still has it. Sauces it down low to Grigori, who tried a centering pass, but it was intercepted by Reese Nicias. Pramack couldn't take it away from Con Pinheiro, and he's got it now in over the red line into the Flyer zone. A pass across, it's Servino, who couldn't pull the trigger on the shot. Right there was Zagat to stick it aside. Now on the point, it's Nicias with a shot that was saved by Zagat. Might have hit traffic out in front. And after a long shift, Ethan Rapaz will come off the ice. Stick down by Pramack. Could not be controlled. Now it's Anthony Servino. Controls it into the Lewis zone. A cross-ice pass. Tried to feed it to Eric Oberlander. But it could not be cleanly controlled. Now Oberlander's got it. Revving up the Jets through the neutral zone. He's into the Flyers zone, and a save made by Zagat, who dropped right down into the butterfly. And it's been all Panthers in this second period, just over the 5-minute mark. 14:58 left to go in period 2. We're all tied up at 1 goal aside. In the neutral zone, it's Quesada. Dumps it in Flyers' end, and Zagat came out to play it. Pass to Pramack could not be found. Now it's Masaka. Sharp angle shot, knocked down and covered up by Zagat. And the Flyers' pace of play slowing down to a crawl. Some frustration being vocalized from the Flyers bench after a smattering of scoring chances on the other side. Down low behind the net is Brous. A centering pass was slapped out of there, and now it's Josh David. He'll motor into the Panther zone and pokes it down behind the goal and evaded a huge body check attempt by Brous. Now a lockdown on the point. His shot was blocked. Fronte in front. It's David, but he couldn't get a stick on it. Riley Quesada. Stick handles right through all 3 Lewis Flyers who were on him. And it got dumped in off the stick of Braden Ricci. Alagna to David on the far side. He skates to the middle, tries to hit Fronte, who was cutting in. Nailed from the point. Save made by Shelley. And it gets sent back down around. Lubke's cross-ice pass could not find Terrell Headley, who fell down. And a series of collisions on the blue line. Pramack picks up the puck. His shot was deflected wide. Nail on the point. Sends it down low to Pramack behind the goal. A centering pass. Right in front was Scotty Ernsting, but the pass was deflected and out. Pass from Adrian Abram was to nobody. Here comes Ernsting, the Magic Man, to tie for most goals all time right there. The puck got batted in out of the air by Caleb Pramack. And the Flyers take a lead here in the second period. Scotty Ernsting picked it up in the Panther zone rather, and brought it right to the middle of the ice. And almost had some contact there with Shelley. And following it up was Caleb Pramack to have a baseball-style swing. No foul ball there. And the Flyers are up by 1. Look for a quick rebuttal from the Panthers as Ernsting picks it up in the neutral zone. A pass over to Stumpf will bring it in and leave it for Pramack, the goal scorer. From the top of the far side circle, his pass couldn't find Logan Stumpf. And it gets lofted out by Drew Watchter. Dan Johnson put it off the back of the referee. Now it's Ernsting moving with speed. He's in over the Panther line, tries to skate through defense. His shot was poked out of there by Thorne Shelley. Pramack controls it near side circle, and it was kicked off his stick, but now Ernsting battles away in the near side hash marks. It's still Scotty Ernsting trying to battle through about 4 sticks. Now Stumpf turns, shoots it. Save made by Shelley. In and out of the glove, and the rebound was picked up by Reese Nicias and skated out. Here's Pramack fresh off the bench is Caden Ulmer, who wanted the puck and will slap it in behind the Panther goal. Near side, it was Anthony Servino who reversed it back behind the net. Chopped out of there by Eric Oberlander, right to Alagna, who will pass it over near side to Steck. Right back, it's Alagna in his own zone. Up to Brian Goot with speed in on his backhand. Down below the goal line has Con Pinheiro right on him. And Goot couldn't control it. Pinheiro far side. Kept in by Alagna, who was slapping on goal. Got deflected out in front of the net by Reese Nicias. But Thorin Shelley was able to react and make the save off his own defender. Brian Goot forced a turnover. It's Ulmer whose shot was saved by Shelley. And rebound was cleared into the corner. Goot battles away on the near side half wall. Tangles up with Reese Nicias. And a sharp angle shot was turned aside by Shelley. Behind the net, it's Caden Ulmer. Controls it down behind the Panther goal. Has to deal with Anthony Servino right on him, who got the free hand up into the business of Caden Ulmer, who just laid down a big body check on the near side on Al Vizgaitis. Intensity picking up here as we approach the halfway point in this hockey game. Ernsting back on the ice. He's got the puck near side corner. The Magic Man, Scotty Ernsting, turns on his backhand, turns, fires, save made by Shelley. And the bucket popped off the head of Thorin Shelley in the process of making the save. So the whistle will immediately go. Faceoff will stay in the Panthers zone after the stoppage was caused by Thorin Shelley. Fronte, David, and Pickens out there for the Flyers. Fronte will square up with Terrell Headley, or Browse rather. Faceoff won by Fronte. Sent around to Abram near side corner. Dances away from some pressure from Riley Casada. And it's Fronte, top of the far side circle, snaps a pass attempted for David, but it was broken up. Riley Casada. Now it's Lickness. Panthers dump it in behind the goal. It was Adrian Abram who gave it to David. Now here comes Josh David. Flyers moving in 4-on-2. David on his forehand to the middle, and Pickens was right there, but couldn't find the puck. Colin Masek had to take it away by Troy Nail. Near side now, controlled by Josh Browse. Here comes Fronte. Moving with pace in on Riley Casada. Has to hold up, wait for his teammates to catch up. Now it's Pickens behind the goal. Pressed off the puck by Cam Lubke. And Pickens pass to Steck, hop right over his stick. He's got Drew Watcher right in on him. And so Steck sending it around to the near side. To the point it goes. Here's Headley's shot. That was wide. Now Goot wanted the puck in the middle. It's controlled by Wilninski, and way off sides was Brian Goot on the far end of the Panther blue line, so that will result in a whistle. Goot wanted the puck. He was moving fast over the center dot, and when he didn't get it, he was carrying a lot of momentum that was going north, or in this case, right into the Panther zone, so had a hard time holding up on the blue line. On the far side, a sharp angle shot is easily padded aside by Zagat. On the near side, Jack Catherall. To the far side it goes. Here on the point is Lubke. His shot was saved by Zagat and cleared out of there by the stick of Mike Steck. He just saved a goal. Brian Goodle spooned that one in near side corner. Lays down a huge body check right there on George Darwich. Brian Goot did. He's playing on both sides of the puck, and off pops the bucket of Eric Oberlander. A very dangerous play there. The freight train and Brian Goot was moving fast and almost put him right into the boards without a helmet on, and that's why you wear your chin strap, kids. Eric Oberlander, even after his bucket popped off, isn't going to buckle that chin strap. Face-off one cleanly by the Flyers. Braden Ricci gives it to Scotty Ernsting. He moves into the zone. He shoots and goes right into the logo of Thorin Shelley. And in the process of taking the shot, Scotty Ernsting being so powerful on his skates, so strong on the ice, knocked down to the defender in the process. Ernsting will square up with Anthony Servino, won by the Flyers. In the middle, it was Stumpf who had a really interesting shot attempt there. I think one hand popped off the stick. Behind the net, it's controlled by Ernsting. To the point, tried to feed it to Alagna, but the pass was behind him. And recovering is Ricci. Sent up and poked in by Logan Stumpf. He's got Pramac in the middle. Feeds Pramac. Here he is. Save made by Thorin Shelley. 2-on-1 all by himself in the middle was Caleb Pramac. One of the goal scorers for the Lewis Flyers today. And Thorin Shelley came way out of the net to challenge him. And Pramac didn't have the angle he would have wanted. Face-off Panthers zone. Ernsting and now the Panthers only have two guys on the ice. And committing an illegal line change right now is the Panthers after they were told they were not allowed to change. Still changed two guys. Face-off won by the Flyers. Point shot from Nail was wide. And now Goot is in control in the far side corner. Had it taken away by Servino. And on the far side half wall, it was Browse who was put right on his wallet by Dominic Grigori. Here's Masek. Moves in on Nail. Backhand pass to the middle was paddled out by Zagat. Slap back in by Lubke. Now Troy Nail for the Flyers. Will feed it to Goot, who will backhand it out, but gets immediately sent back in by Casada, who then had Dominic Grigori crashing right into him. Near side half wall, it's Goot. Picked up by Lickness on the point. Could not be poked out by Goot, but he took it away from Casada. Trying to feed Rapaz in the middle, who slapped it on goal, forcing Shelley to make a save. Now Stack forces the turnovers. His shot got blocked out in front. Behind the net, it's Casada. Near side, Lubke. Taken away by David on his backhand turn, shoots it, and goes right off the skate of Riley Casada and out. 5.5 minutes left to go in the second period. Flyers up 2-1. It's the Panthers near side corner, Lewis end. Pulled out of there by Logan Pickens, whose pass across the ice was out of the reach of Josh David. And it gets backhanded up by Cam Lubke and into the Flyer zone. Troy Nail throws Josh Browse right down, who was trying to take the puck away. Now it's David into the offensive zone to Pickens, picks it up, but is unable to get the shot off. Circling is David on his backhand, pulls to the middle, and his shot was wide. Big collision there, near side corner. It's stuck in the neutral zone, slaps it back in, and it goes up into the netting. Alex Fronte coming off the ice frustrated after they have not been able to generate the amount of scoring chances they did yesterday. Almost looks like two different teams playing this afternoon. And a face-off now at center ice. Ernsting out there to take it, won it back to Stumpf, who tries to stick handle through a couple players and will end up dumping it in. Back to get it, Con Pinheiro has Ernsting moving in on him, who took the puck away. Ernsting's got it. Battles away with Con Pinheiro, and they ended up taking the puck back. Excellent defensive play there by the graduate of Arrowhead High School. On the point, it's Masek. Backhand shot is hit traffic, picked up by Servino, and a save made by Zagat. Now a face-off, Lewis and Ernsting off the ice. Fronte, Pickens, and David. Josh David having 2 goals yesterday, the former member of the Chase Heat, KIJHL. Really been making an impact in his first year with the Lewis Flyers. Him and Caleb Pramack started off the season playing together, but have since been moved to separate lines, and as you can see, they're both still having an impact on the Lewis Flyers game. In his own zone, the puck was given away. Fronte mishandled it. And now here comes Eric Oberlander, overskated the puck and gave it to Josh David. He's moving in on Pinheiro. David's got it, centering pass, and it could not find Fronte, who was right there ready for it in the slot. Now it's Pickens. Moves in, shoots, and the save was made by Shelley. Right on the doorstep was Fronte, ready for the rebound, but Shelley didn't give him one. .301 left to go in the second period. Face-off far side, Panthers end. Puck dropped, won by the Panthers. In off the face-off, though, was Wilninski, who forced a turnover, but then had it taken away. Now it Drew Wachter. Long-range shot, easily gloved down by Zagat, who will hold on. And Troy Nail tangling up in the far side corner. Looks like that was Wachter and Nail who were exchanging pleasantries in the Flyers zone. Face-off that time was won by Jack Catherall and sent around the Flyers net by Cam Lubke. It's Abram now controlling. Rifle the pass up to Goot, who couldn't handle it. Now it was Darwich over to Nishis, who will dump it in. Far side is Wachter. Rifle the pass through the middle of the ice and had to be gloved down by Adrian Abram. And his breakout pass fed it to Wilninski, who was able to avoid the contact from Catherall, and the Flyers are offside. Excellent, nifty move there by Jake Wilninski in his 5th year with the Lewis Flyers on his own blue line to avoid the major contact that was incoming from Jack Catherall. Right off the faceoff, it was controlled by Ernsting. Turns, shoots it, and his shot went by the side of the goal. Pocket picked. Here's Pramack on right in the middle. Shot was blocked in the slot by Riley Quesada. Now it's Masek going back the other way. His shot goes off the outside of Dan Johnson's skate and into the netting. Minute 49 left to go in this second period. 2-1 still the score. Ernsting out there to take this draw against Masek, who won it. Back to Brous. And their shot gets cleared into the far side corner. Pramack couldn't settle it down. Now it's Stumpf. Flyers gave it away. Here comes Logan Stumpf. He's in behind everybody. Stumpf's got it. He missed the net. Second breakaway for this line. First one was from Scotty Ernsting way back in the first period. You got a couple Flyers on the ice right now who are slippery and slimy and will get in behind everybody. But Thorin Shelley has shut down both those chances. Masek on the far side drags it to his backhand, and centering pass was blocked. Here comes Pramack. Ernsting on the near side has to pick up that puck in stride. Here comes the Magic Man. Had it taken away by Masek, who will send it out. 45 seconds left to go in the second period. Steck rather. His shot is saved by Shelley, who was down in the butterfly, and will hold on to it. 38.1 seconds left to go in the second period. Some signs of life being shown by the Lewis Flyers in the latter half of period 2 after what has not been a very auspicious game of hockey for this Flyers squad. Pinheiro ties up with Fronte behind the net. Into support is Servino. He ends up skating away with the puck and took some major contact there from Fronte. 20 seconds left to go. It's Pickens. Picked up by Fronte, far side, but it was stripped by Eric Oberlander. Terrell Headley has Josh David right on him, spins away from the hit, and he'll just ladle it up off the far side glass. Now moving with pace is Vizgaitis, and a long-range shot from outside the blue line doesn't even hit the 4x6 opening. And right at the buzzer, it was Fronte tangled up with Servino on the red line. After 40 minutes, the Flyers end up taking a 1-goal lead into the dressing room after, like I said earlier, not a very auspicious first two periods. I'm sure we'll get an earful from Jim Swoyer, as they did in the first intermission. Walking by the locker room, I could hear it. But we still have 20 minutes more of hockey here in Romeoville. You're watching the Lewis University Television Network.
First thing we want to talk about is the D3 team. In their first season, you are the captain of this newly reinstated D3 hockey team here at Lewis. How's the season been going?
Season's going pretty solid. You know, we're a new team coming into the league, so not too many expectations, but hey, we're coming in and we got to build a culture here, and we got to get the work done. So it's been going great with Jim here and Dave Dingle, which unfortunately couldn't join us today, but yeah, again, we're a new program, and we got things to build and things to work on. So,
and he's been. I mean, this is a really key part of this. You know, we've talked about what his role could potentially have been at the end of last year, and he has embraced this. You know, this team is so critical to the future of our program, and we have to build. And I think that a lot of these guys, and due to Caden's leadership, a lot of these guys see the vision. They see the long-term benefit of doing everything that you guys are doing, and some of the adversity and other things that are happening right now. But that's all part of a startup business, startup team, startup program. That's the way we do it.
Yeah, and being this first year of the D3 team, you played on the team last year, the solo D2 team that we had. How is that transition been from the one team to the two teams this year for you?
So one of the things that I really want to focus on is the fact that I remember coming in when I was a freshman, being all scared. You got to learn the ropes and everything. So I'm very fortunate to be able to help show these guys because, yeah, you got your veteran or whoever taking care of you. Mine was Brian Gutt. So I kind of looked up to him. But now, as being one of the guys that is on the D3 team that does have previous experience, it's great to be able to actually help these guys, help guide them, because coming to the ACHA, even coming to Lewis, outside, there's a whole ton that you got to learn. It is a huge transition. So I'm very fortunate and glad to be able to help lead these guys because, they look up to me and I want to make sure I'm leading them in the right direction. And yeah.
Let's talk about that veteran. Is it a program? Do we call it a program? Do we call it just
that structured? It's driven by the players.
Yeah. So you want to talk
100%.
Talk a little bit about what that is and how that works.
So for me, mine was Brian, but that's the person you kind of look up to. I happen to build my relationship with him. I'm always hanging out with him on and off the ice. We're always doing stuff, but tends to be your guy you always go to, right? So, but for my team, it's we don't have as many of those people with that status, I guess you could say. So rather, if they ever have questions, I always tell them, come to me, whether it's school, whether it's hockey, anything, personal stuff. I'm always open, willing to help these guys out.
So basically, you find a rookie partner, the first year player, to kind of be your buddy for the whole season. Am I understanding that? And you kind of show them around Lewis. You show them how the hockey side works, but also the school side, and just kind of have that mentoring relationship. Am I understanding that? I'm just trying to explain because I think that's a pretty unique thing to your guys' team and something that I didn't know about until relatively recently that you guys did. And I think that's really cool and can help integrate some of those new players into the Lewis hockey community.
Yeah, and they've been doing this for years. This is not new. This isn't something that I invented or created. This was something that has been around with the Lewis culture for a number of years.
Yeah, and you still have a good relationship with Brian, right?
Oh, yeah. It's going back and forth and everything. We give each other stuff all the time. But, yeah, it's great. On and off the ice, it's awesome. So, but, yeah, again, this year it's a little different because we have, 21 new guys coming in. It's you got a whole nother team of guys.
And have they adapted to the Lewis culture pretty well? I mean, because most of those guys are on the D3 team, right? Yes, maybe?
It's a mix.
Mix?
Because we have, we had a number of new guys that are on the D2 team this year, and then, all the guys that are on the D3 team.
And so has that been challenging at all for you to kind of help guide all of these people, or has it been kind of a smooth process? I don't know. I'm just trying to to me, that's such a big undertaking to all of a sudden we're going to go from one team to two, and we're basically going to double the amount of players that are playing for this hockey organization. I mean, that's a lot of people to integrate into the community, and how has the transition been is basically what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, so looking back at just our championship culture and everything, even I'm still learning. This is my third year here. You're always learning, you're always adapting. So just being able to help guide the ropes for these guys, it's definitely, it's a lot more pressure, right? Because you got a lot more you got to handle, but it's been going pretty smoothly lately.
Yeah.
Well,
I think it's important to understand that, and I'm going to go here, that, we have 21 players, right? That's what we were saying, that were not playing hockey last year at Lewis. So by adding this in, we have that is more students coming to the school, and a lot of these players would not come here if it wasn't for the hockey program. So this is all part of what we're trying to build. And this is going to repeat itself again come next year with the women.
Yeah. And that'll be then the third team. And I don't know, are you guys the largest club team at Lewis? You have to be, right?
I don't know. I don't know if that's.
I wouldn't know too much of that either, but I'd like to say we're at least up there in terms of how many people we have.
Yeah, and you definitely will be with the women's
I will say
team.
we're probably the most demanding, and we're probably one of the hardest to work with.
That's all right. Jill does a great job, though.
She
I
is
mean,
awesome. She's
are
awesome.
Constantly working with Jill, who has done so much for the growth of this program as a whole, and really all club sports at Lewis, but for sure hockey. I mean, I don't know. You guys probably have a different relationship with her than I do, but she does a lot of great stuff.
Yes, she does. She takes care of us.
But so in terms of hockey now, with the D3 team, you guys are sharing some practice slots with the D2 team. You have some of your own practice slots. How has that kind of relationship been between the two teams? And, you know, how has that contributed to the development of the hockey aspect of it? Does that make sense, kind of?
No, that's a good question.
So, yeah, it's obviously a different perspective than what we've had in the past few years, where you're just practicing as one team, but now you got two. So now you got to kind of work around it in terms of, well, some guys miss practices because they got class, they got labs, they got homework, personal life stuff. So for some practices, yeah, we do have lower numbers, but we do want guys to come to practice and give it their all, right? If you got more guys for a practice, that's great, because you want them to be out there giving it 100% each practice that they're in. But yeah, so we have Wednesdays is our actual, each individual team has their own slot, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays are combined. So, and Thursdays has been great because like today, guys have games on the weekend. Go on there, get a quick little skate and make sure you're warmed up for the week. But overall practice has been going pretty solid. Jim, what do you think?
I mean, that's what we did today as an example. Since we have two games coming up, we will limit the guys that have those games. So in this case, it's the D2 team. So we skated for just about 40 minutes. It was a decent skate, not a super hard skate. Actually, we tried to make it a little bit fun today too. We were playing music during practice, having the guys just have a little bit of a mental break and still get the physical.
Rhino from the flight department.
How are you?
Good, how are you? We're actually pre-flighting for the low pass, so I kind of just want to discuss it with you before we go out there.
Yeah, hopefully everything, if it's not too busy.
We call it a ceremonial low pass. You go lower to the ground at a higher speed to kind of signify moving on to a bigger and better career.
This is my last flight, Dave. Thanks again for wanting to do this. Yeah, of course, man. Thanks for asking me.
Lewis Tower, make left traffic, runway 2, cleared for takeoff.
I actually am having mixed emotions right now. Watching him fly by brings me back memories to when he first started here at Lewis as a student and what he's been through with challenges. And now he is moving on with his career.
We have uniform for the requested 2 low passes over runway 9.
My Lewis experience has been adventurous. I've had a lot of opportunities to experience the flight side, the student life. I don't think I'd change one thing that I did here.
Seminole 0 Lima uniform, turn left on Gulf, taxi to the university via Bravo Echo, and congratulations on this advancement of your career, Rhino.
It is very sad, but at the same time, I'm excited to see what's next.
We welcome you back inside Kalen Sports for the third period. Flyers are up by 1 after 40 minutes. And they'll look to close out 6 wins in 8 days. That will be 7 in a row for the Lewis Flyers. Last win coming all the way back in December when they were away at Purdue Northwest, and then a scramble in front. What a save made by Thorin Shelley right at the mouth of the goal. Had to knock the puck out of the air. Now it's Goot moving into the Panther zone with speed. Had the puck poked right off his stick. And Johnson, fresh off the bench, will pass it up to Wilninski. A drop pass was left for Josh Brous. And Scotty Ernsting's back on the ice. Far side, it's Brous. Squeezed off the puck by Logan Pickens. Now it's Ernsting. On his forehand, cuts to the middle. Scotty Ernsting shoots and he scores! Scotty Ernsting ties it for most goals all time by a Lewis Flyer. Historic night for Scotty Ernsting. Ties Craig Tomasi. For most goals scored by a Lewis Flyer in history. 74 goals for the Magic Man. Needs one more to take the record for himself. Here's Alagna, or Ernsting rather, right back on the ice. Wants the puck in the middle, couldn't get it as the pass was blocked from Logan Stumpf. Going fast the other way is Eric Oberlander, who gave it away. It gets gloved down to Stumpf. Here's Ernsting over the line. Scotty Ernsting fakes the shot. Rebound, Stumpf scores! Off the rebound, Logan Stumpf puts it right in the back of the net. And not even 2 minutes into period number 3, the Flyers have scored 2 goals. Another point for Scotty Ernsting, who now being tied for most goals all time has the second most points out of any Lewis Flyer ever. Rapaz rifles that one into the far side corner where Grigori is there, and a slap shot from the point got deflected on the front, and the Flyers score again! I don't know what was said in that second intermission, but with 17:57 left to go in the third period, the Flyers are now up by 4. I believe that was Ricci who took the shot on the point of that most recent Flyers goal. Not sure who deflected out in front, but Ricci read his team through the line. Grigori's shot was just wide of the goal, and it hopped right over the stick of Alagna, but he was able to recover and dump it in on goal. Grigori was moving in with speed on the forecheck, and now it's Alagna in the neutral zone. Rifled in by Rapaz, who will come off for a line change. On the far side, it was Grigori who won the race, but icing still called. And now a face-off in the Lewis end. 17-18 left to go in the third. One heck of a start for the Lewis Flyers. It's Abram behind the net. Rapaz, touch pass to David, moving with speed. He's in over the Panther line. Josh David on his backhand to the middle, and the save was made by Thorin Shelley. A lot of action here in the third period. Faceoff was won back to Steck, whose shot was blocked by Alec Likeness. And a pass up, feeds Stumpf. Here's David over the line. Controls, shoots it, and it went right off the shin pad of Cam Lubke. Johnson trying to keep the gas pedal firmly pressed to the floor. It's a Lagna on the far side, or Fronte rather, and a shot went right into Thorin Shelley, who wasn't sure if he had it. Had to look behind him, and back on the ice is Scotty Ernsting. 74 goals all time for the Magic Man. 1 goal today, 1 goal yesterday, wins that face-off. The Pramac, whose quick shot goes right in the catching glove of Thorin Shelley, and we'll try again. Ernsting trying to win that one forward, will control it himself off the face-off. And he's got 3 Panthers players on him. Into support was Pramac. And now Johnson from the point will slap it off the end boards. And it's controlled by Eric Oberlander and out. Johnson hesitates. Backhand pass over to Pramac near side. Saucer pass will fling it in to the far side corner. And right there is Ricci on the point to keep it in. Pramac's got it near side. Trying to throw it in front. And it went off the stick of Anthony Servino. Stumpf to the middle. Pramac couldn't find it. Pass went right through his skates and all the way back to Zagat, who comes out to play it. Ernsting still on the ice. Right in the near side corner, it was Ben Alagna, was cross-checked right in the back by Al Vizgaitis. Here's Ernsting. And it taken away by Eric Oberlander. And it gets sent across the ice by Caden Ulmer. Pramac, saucer pass was behind Slogan Stumpf. And it gets sent over to Ernsting far side. Slaps it back to Ricci. Alagna, Ricci. Ernsting still out there. Pass in his skates, it's Ernsting, he's in over the line. Scotty Ernsting shoots it. A blocker save is made by Thorin Shelley. He wants that goal to put him by himself at the top of the leaderboard of goals all time as Scotty Ernsting makes his way off the ice. Adrian Abram, 14:36 left to go in the third period. Passes it up to Fronte. It's Fronte and Abram in the middle, and an excellent diving play there by Cam Lubke to break up that centering pass, but Fronte still got it to Grigori in the middle. Turns, shoots it. Butterfly save made by Shelley right there to pick up the loose change was Ethan Rapaz, and the Flyers are up by 5. A flurry of offensive opportunities, high quality chances. Or it might have been Fronte who got the last touch on that one. He led his team through the line. Either way, the deficit is now 5 goals. It gets dumped in Panther zone. Ulmer behind the net. Reverses it far side to Brian Goot. He's got Cam Lubke right on him. In comes Wolnitzki to pick up the puck. On his backhand, he has to deal with Josh Brous, who's wrapped up all over him. And a centering pass feeds Ulmer, and his shot was blocked by Lubke. Scramble in front is pounced on top of by Thorne Shelley. And the whistle will go. .13:51 left to go in the third period. A lot of energy in Romeoville this very cold Saturday afternoon. Was won forward by Ulmer, but really didn't get a good shot off. Mike Steckel backhand that one up. Right to Cam Lubke. And now it's Johnson in his own zone. Reverses it to Steck near side. 13:27 left to go in the third. Ulmer's back to get it. Had to be careful. Josh Brous was right there. On the far side, Goot. Moving with speed. He powers through a couple hits. Goot's got it down in the Panther zone. Sits down Cam Lubke and still has the puck. Goot does. But into support was Brous for the Panthers. Turnover was forced by Grigori in the middle. It got sent, and Shelley will cover up. A much different period here in the third when looking at the first two. It was much more back and forth, and the Flyers put it into overdrive, and a hand pass is ruled in the offensive zone for the Lewis Flyers. Not sure if I agree with that call, but doesn't matter very much. Puck will be dropped just outside the Panther blue line. Grigori in to take this draw against Jack Catherall, a graduate of Marquette High School. He's had a pretty good season for the Panthers this year. Through 20 games played coming into this weekend. 6 goals, 3 assists, 9 total points. And that one gets rifled up the near side. Out to play it was Shelley, negating the icing call. Terrell Headley had to deal with a bouncing puck. In swoops David to pick it up. Centering pass was blocked there by Jack Catherall. It's still David in the offensive zone. Hesitating. Centering pass intended for David was broken up by Catherall. Grigori will force it down low and give it right away. Now in the neutral zone. Pinheiro. Sachets in over the Lewis line, and shot is knocked down by Zagat. Rebound corralled by Ricci. Into support, Grigori sends it back around the net to Alagna, who chops at it and is put right into the end boards there with some big body contact, and then took a high stick from George Darwich after a very dangerous hit from Darwich on Alagna in the near side corner. Put him face first into the wall. Then had a high stick in the Flyers zone. Ernsting back on the ice. Here's Pramek. Centering pass, Ernsting, and didn't get everything on that shot. It's still the Flyers. You can tell that all the Flyers on the ice with Ernsting want to give him the puck. He's hungry for another one. Here comes Abram. Powers through a hit, Adrian Abram. Had it poked away. There was Stumpf to whack it back in. Vizgaitis will send it in on goal. And Zagat decides to freeze it. .10:31 left to go in the third period. David Pickens and Fronte will hop on the ice for the Flyers. It's Fronte who's squaring up with Josh Brous. One by the Panthers. Here comes Fronte. Breakout pass over to David. Sauces it up to Fronte, who couldn't get a stick on it. And it was sent aside by Shelley and out. Now Steck motoring through the neutral zone. He's revving up the Jets in over the Panther line. Shoots it. Rebound. There's Mike Steck. Goes off the outside of the right post. Cam Lubke. Mike Steck after that 200-foot rush will come off for a much-needed line change. In the offensive zone, the turnover was forced by David, but he couldn't control it. Now it's Drew Wachter. Bounces it in on goal, and Zagat had to make a save off the short hop. On the point, a pass in the middle, corralled by Zagat, who will pounce on top of it. One of the better sequences in the offensive zone there for the Panthers, and it looks like they'll be getting a penalty. That's Colin Masek. Roughing is the call, and the Flyers to the power play. Scotty Ernsting on the ice. 9.5 minutes left to go in the third. Pramack and Stump flank him. On the point, it's Steck and Abram. Ernsting tied for most goals all time by a Lewis Flyer. Wins the faceoff back to Stump. Far side is Steck. Abram, Steck, far side. Hesitates to Abram in the middle. Down low, feeds it to Pramack, turns and shoots it, but it was wide. Stump on the near side half wall. Abram to Stump. Slap shot. Goes off the crossbar there. And it's still the Flyers. Ernsting, Stump near side. Minute 35 left of power play time. Spin around pass was to nobody in the middle, and it gets cleared the length of the ice. It's Abram. Blows by one. Here comes Adrian Abram with the push and back entry. Now it's Ernsting. To Pramack, who mishandled it, but supporting was Stump. Down low to Ernsting, who deflected it just wide. It went off the outside of the cage. And the Flyers will get a line change. Ernsting off the ice. 52 seconds left of power play time for the Flyers. Here's Alagna. In on the right wing side, Panther zone, drop pass to David. And it gets cleared out by Alviz Gaitis. In his own zone, Braden Ricci. Pace of play starting to teeter. David to Fronte, far side. Couldn't poke it by Terrell Headley. And into support, here's George Darwich. Pushed into the corner by Logan Pickens, and now Ricci. Here's Pickens. Flips it to himself. Through a couple defenders. A slap shot from David was just wide. Penalty over, 5-on-5 hockey. Fronte behind the net. Had it poked away by Reese Nicias, who's seeing the ice for the first time in a long time. And took some big contact there from Alex Fronte. And Fronte is laboring. On the far side, Panthers zone, Alex Fronte fell awkwardly after exchanging with Reese Nicias and is favoring his left leg. That would be a big loss for the Lewis Flyers if he were to miss the rest of this season. He's had a stellar year this year for the Flyers. Coming into this weekend, 19 games played, 8 goals, 13 assists, 21 points for the native of Orange County. As you see him being helped off the ice, Dr. Dylan Parshall there, along with Ethan Horman. Karen Hyde, the trainer there as well. Not good for the Lewis Flyers. Puck is dropped. We're playing again. 7 minutes left to go in the third period. Turnover is forced in the Flyer zone. What a save by Sam Saget, diving from left to right to keep that one out of the goal. Ring 10 bells for that one. Sam Saget flying through the air to knock that one down. What a save. In the far side corner, controlled by the Panthers, could not be kept in on the point by Reese Nicias. In his own zone, Thorne Shelley came out to play it. And Walensky couldn't corral it. Here comes Brous. Over to Masek, who will dump it in. Grigori for the Flyers. Sauces it up to Walensky, but he couldn't control, and Lubke will send it across the ice. Rapaz laying down a big body check right there. Now controlling in the offensive zone is Oberlander, and another save made by Zagat. This time he'll hold on again. Scotty Ernsting back on the ice. Face-off near side dot, Lewis end. 5:56 left to go. They're up 5-1, the Flyers are. Best face-off man for the Lewis Flyers. Lost that one to Servino. And it was backhanded up by Stumpf, but a penalty now is being assessed to Ben Alagna, who sat down Anthony Servino in what looked like a clean body check. To me, Servino had his head down and was lit up by Alagna, but the referee in the far side corner thought otherwise. Tripping is the call. I am at a loss for words on that one. Alagna had what looked like a pretty clean body check at the top of the point Flyers zone, and somehow was called for a trip. Either way, the Flyers will have to kill off 2 minutes of power play time. Behind the net, it's Oberlander. Put into the glass by Nail on the point. It was sent back down by Vizgaitis. Oberlander pressed up against the wall by Nail. Into support is Grigori and the Flyers. Now Servino. Centering pass was slapped out. Could not be put on goal by Oberlander. 5 minutes left to go in the third period. Here now, Anthony Servino's in over the Flyer line. Stick handles around Stecken. Right there is Ulmer to push him off the puck. And it gets sent back down by Terrell Headley. Excellent clear there from Caden Ulmer. And Brian Good will press it up against the wall. Terrell Headley with a pass across the ice. And Oberlander ran into Caden Ulmer in a pileup now on the near side. That was Terrell Headley who got the hands up into the face of Caden Ulmer, but was unable to knock him down. Now Brian Goot throwing a big body check in the offensive zone. A couple of them at that. And now Goot backhands that one in. Could not be gloved down. Here's Grigori. Couldn't beat the stick lift of Con Pinheiro. And he gets slapped out. Here's Brous moving in on 3 Flyers players. And then once again cleared the length of the ice, and that'll do it for the Panthers power play. In his own zone, Riley Casado quarterback this rush for the Panthers. Down by 5, 3.5 minutes left to go. And that one slapped back into his own zone by Rapaz. Pickens, dangerous pass there to Rapaz. Here comes Logan Pickens. Scotty Ernsting back on the ice. Pass up, will feed it to Masek. Hit in the middle is Brous. Snap shot is high and wide of the goal. Might have hit a stick out in front. Down low is Masek. Now here comes Ernsting. All right, Scotty Ernsting moving in by himself to take the lead. All-time goals. Save made by Shelley. .253 left to go in the third period. Another high-quality chance for Scotty Ernsting. Won that face-off on Steck on the point. Now it's Nicias in over the Lewis line. Fan on that shot and ran right into a big shoulder from Logan Stumpf. In his own zone, Terrell Headley almost gave it away to Pramek, who was right in there sniffing around. And right off the bench was Ricci. Sticked in there by Logan Stumpf. And an icing is called. .219 left to go. Scotty Ernsting still on the ice. If he doesn't score another one today, he'll still have a couple more opportunities next weekend. The Flyers will be back here in Romeoville as they take on the University of Wisconsin at Oshkosh Titans in a Friday-Saturday series. Here comes Scotty Ernsting. Shrugs off the hit from Con Pinheiro, and the centering pass to Stumpf was not finding the goal. Now it's Ernsting. Into support with Stumpf, who turns and fires it. And rebound found Pramek. Feeds it to Ernsting. Drop pass Pramek. Stick handles to the middle. Pramek still got it. And it was poked out by Shelley. Pramek pressed up against the boards by Servino. One-timer from Ernsting is gloved down by Shelley. Minute 39 left to go in the third period. Ernsting is off the ice for possibly his last shift of the game. Grigori out there to take this draw, left wing side of Thomas Shelley. Doran Shelley, rather. Brian Goot battling hard with Eric Oberlander. And it got scooped and will be skated out this time by Oberlander. Moving in with speed on Alagna, who just easily pokes that one aside. And now Grigori got Rapaz on the near side. They move in 2-on-2. Grigori with a snapshot that was well wide of the goal. And he picks up the puck now again in the near side corner. A big hit laid down there by Grigori on Eric Oberlander. And a penalty coming up to the Panthers. It will be, not sure what happened. Slashing is the call. It looks like it'll be on Al Vizgaitis. And Scotty Ernsting is back on the ice. 54 seconds to score another one. Flyers up by 5. Ernsting, the points and goals leader last year, points and goals leader this year. Wants nothing more than one more goal right now. That one gets cleared all the way down. 40 seconds left to go. Here's Abram in his own zone. Dishes it off to Stumpf. Now it's Ernsting. Here he comes into the zone. Scotty Ernsting shoots it well high of the goal was that shot. And it was corralled and could not be gloved down by Stumpf. They'll get one more rush. 20 seconds left to go. It's Abram. Give it up to Stumpf. 10 seconds. Here's Scotty. In over the line, Scotty Ernsting, toe drag. He's on his backhand, and we'll just hold on to it. And that will run out the clock. Scotty Ernsting ends this game tied with Craig Tomasi for most goals all time by a Lewis Flyer. Final score of this one, 6-1. Flyers win their 7th in a row. After what was a pretty rough first 2 periods for the Lewis Flyers, they were able to bounce back in the third. And after taking a 1-goal lead into that second intermission, end up winning by 5. On the other side, the Panthers played a much better game this game than yesterday. Were able to find the back of the net one time. But the Lewis Flyers get a win in some much needed divisional conference games. As we approach the end of the regular season, Flyers have a whole bunch of conference games, including this one, the next series against the Oshkosh Titans. They've got one more game against MSOE, and all of those are very important for their conference rankings in the NCHL Orange Division. Either way, a huge win here for the Lewis Flyers in Romeoville with the clean sweep on all 6 games they played the past 8 days. Scotty Ernsting, a goal yesterday, goal today, is now by himself in second place for most points all time by a Lewis Flyer. Is tied for most goals all time by a Lewis Flyer. And I'm sure will be right at the top of the priority list for next weekend against the Oshkosh Titans. We thank you all so much for tuning into this broadcast of Lewis University Hockey. A special thanks to my dad, Mike Kapp, for coming out and operating the camera once again. We will be back next week for the series against the Oshkosh Titans here on the Lewis University Television Network. We thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the broadcast as much as you did the outcome. And we will catch you all on the next one.